estamos aqui iniciando o QI Cultural desta noite. Vou conversar com Angela Conry. Ela é uma pessoa que veio dos Estados Unidos, está visitando o Peruíbe, vai ficar aqui por um tempo e nós vamos conversar sobre essa viagem que ela e o marido dela estão fazendo através da América Central e da América Latina. Good evening, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
I thank you to accept our invitation.
We love it.
And my first question to you. Tell us about your life in the United States before starting this trip.
Okay, I was a designer and had a company that did remodeling. Tom and I were married. I also owned a bar and I had my own business. We lived very simply. We have a home in the United States, in California, and we lived a life that we saved a little, we traveled, and decided that when we retired, we wanted to travel more.
Well, you bought a motorhome and started the trip throughout all the Central America and Latin America and stopped here in Peruíbe. How is to live in a motorhome for 16 months now?
Yes. Difficult.
You were, I think, you were a housewife in the United States.
Yes.
And now you live into a motorhome that you have to cook, to clean, to live like a housewife. How's it?
Well, cleaning is easy. We have a small bathroom, we have a small kitchen, we have a bed, we have a dining table, and everything else is storage. So cleaning is very simple. Cooking, one person at a time. If I cook dinner, then Tom does dishes and he sits at the table, and if he cooks, I do dishes and sit at the table. Cleaning is so easy. However, space, everyone needs their space, and so we have developed a system that when we feel crowded, Tom will go and lie on the bed and read, and I will sit in the captain's chair and read, and that gives us a space of about 10 feet apart. So it's not a thing that if you don't get along with one another, this is not the way to live.
Well, I imagine, because when it's a sunny day, okay, you go to the beach, you can walk, but when it's raining, you have to keep inside.
Yes.
How is it?
Difficult. We try to take walks. We're traveling with the dog, so we have ponchos.
Ah, and you have a dog.
And we have a dog.
It's Winston.
Yes, he is a beagle. He requires a lot of walks because he's active. He doesn't mind being in the home, but he loves to run on the beach. And so we take it in turns. When it rains, we take it in turns to walk with him, run with him. We take our space where we can, but we're fortunate that we like one another's company. We travel with backgammon and chess and cards and dominoes and games. We do not have a TV, so that's, just out of the question. But we do have our music, we have iPod, and we somehow cope.
And before starting this trip, did you have an idea of how it would be? All the difficulties you would have, did you have an idea? Or you just jumped into this adventure without thinking too much?
I think if you think too much, you would never do it. So we did plan the trip for about a year. We visited embassies. We thought about our route, but we didn't plan detail by detail. And I think the key was that we were flexible when we left. We knew that the motorhome would be small, but we couldn't do anything bigger because anything larger we wouldn't be able to take it into small streets. So we knew some of the problems, but in another aspect, you just don't anticipate some things.
And is it according to your expectations, or it is unlimited?
Far exceeded anything I ever thought. I never dreamed that we would be having such a good time and be doing so well at this point. It's also taking a lot longer than we thought.
And I think you met many people during this trip, because you crossed many different places, many different countries with different uses, and everything is different from a place to another. Who were the persons you liked most?
Oh gosh, we have ran into and met so many different people who have been so friendly. Obviously, we have been in Brazil now since January. We have traveled and met so many people here who have been so gracious. But, you know, in Venezuela, we had anticipated some problems, and that never happened. The people were gracious. El Salvador, Nicaragua, the people have just been, basic people are so gracious and so friendly, and they really want us to come away with a good time in their country and to have good experiences, and they really go out of their way to help.
When they want to help, if you stop in a street and ask, where is Hotel Tal or some place, what they do? They show you the right place, or they want to show, you cross here, you go straight there, you turn left, right, and you got lost.
Okay, all of that. We have had people that want to be so gracious that even if they don't know where we're asking for, they'll give us directions just because they think they're helping. And then after giving us all of the directions, then they'll say, oh, but when you get to here, ask again. That's what we know. We have had someone who we've asked directions, they have got their vehicle, they've said, follow us, we'll take you.
Oh, that's great.
You know, it's just all over. People, they really, really want to help, and if they can, they will.
And you speak English, you don't
Yes.
speak Portuguese or Spanish. How do you talk to all those people?
With difficulty, with some very basic words that we know. We do know some Spanish, and we are learning more, but we do have maps. I always have a pad of paper and a pen, and we have an address written out, and then they will draw us a map. Mm-hmm. We learned very quickly izquierda, derecha, so we know the lefts and rights and how to go about the roads. And if we do run into a lot of trouble, we have gotten into the habit of hiring a taxi and paying a taxi, and we will follow him to wherever we want to go.
Oh, that's a very intelligent way, no? And regarding food, did you find the products you are used to? We have the same products in cooking as you have in the United States, or is it difficult?
It's not difficult, it is different. We have brought a lot of the spices and herbs that we use in the States with us, but they are running out right now. We're lucky in that both of us eat a variety of food, and we're not particularly picky. So if we are on the coast, we will eat a lot of fish. If we're in an area where we know the beef is good, we'll buy some beef. We try to go to local markets to buy fruits and vegetables. And we keep it very basic. It's either meat and fish, a vegetable, we buy fruits, potatoes, rice, pasta. Pasta is available all over, anywhere. Rice, potatoes. So we really just try to adapt from country to country as to what we'll cook and what we'll eat.
Yes, I suppose that in Mexico, in Bahia, here in Brazil, they like too much pepper. Do you like?
Yes,
you like it?
I do. I don't like lots and lots of spices, but Tom likes lots of hot foods, so he eats jalapeno.
Well, I see here in Brazil, here in Peruíbe, you have friends, people who speak English, who are companions. How did you how did you start to make all these friends from coming to a place you didn't know anyone? I feel so astonished.
Everyone is. We have been asked, oh, we must be the only people who speak English in Peruíbe. No, because, well, first of all, having an RV with California license plates does help.
Yes, people are curious.
People are very curious.
They see that and they come to you.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
I did that.
Yes. When we first came to Peruíbe, just as we've gone to a lot of coast towns, we drive the beach, we find a place to park that looks safe, and we may stay 3 days, we may stay 1 day, we may stay a week. In Peruíbe, it just worked out that we were here about a week. Many people came up to us and chatted and talked, and they invited us to their homes. And because of that, we decided that we would spend the winter here and rent a home and stay. But mainly it was because people approached us on the beach.
It's very interesting, I think. You come to a different place, you do not speak the language of that place, but you have friends. It's so funny,
It's amazing.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
Yes.
We were fortunate that we were here when Tom turned 60, and we had his birthday party, and we were able to have some people who came along, and it's been truly amazing.
I had been there with Marcos, and Marcos didn't want to leave your house. He thought it was so good, so nice. He wanted to be there forever.
He was very welcome.
When I would like to know about to be homesick. Your family is there, your children. How is it? How do you live with this distance for so long time?
For so long. It's difficult. I think I miss that part of it more than Tom does. I miss the kids, I miss family. We have computers, we use Skype, we call. We brought our children to Costa Rica last year. In August, we will go home to the States for 2 weeks to see family and for my mother-in-law's 90th birthday. But it's difficult, and I do miss them. But we knew this when we started to travel. We saw the children last September. Children, they're in their 20s. We saw them last September. We will see them in August. We probably, after August, we may not see them again until next June. But we do stay in contact. Skype allows video calling, and it's working, but it is hard.
Your mother-in-law will be 90.
90.
Wow. And you are going to go by plane there and come back?
Yeah, we'll fly from Sao Paulo to Los Angeles, and we will meet family there, and from there we will head to, we're going to be on a week-long Mexican Riviera cruise with her and all our family, and then we'll come back and go home to San Jose, and we'll stay in San Jose for 1 week, and then we'll be back in Peruíbe.
I imagine that you prefer the coast, the place where you have a beach. Why are you in love with places like that?
Lived on the coast my whole life. I come from England. It's an island. I love the ocean. I love the beach life. I think people that live in the coastal areas are more relaxed and friendly, not as rigid. But that being said, we have gone to many cities inland that work for us. We were recently in Foz do Iguaçu, and that was absolutely incredible. So we have had some experience with cities, but we do like the coast. We like coastal areas.
And when this adventure finished, what have you gained or added to your life from all those things you lived?
I think the more you travel, the more you realize how the same everyone is in every country. Everyone really just live, regardless of all the politics and what our governments feel about one another. People basically work, they have children, they want a better life for their children than they have for themselves. I learned that parents still care for their kids, that little boys still fight in the streets regardless of their nationality, and that little girls wear pink regardless of their nationality. And I think the most thing you learn is how alike we all are. We're not different at all, regardless of where we're born.
It's very, very interesting. I loved this interview. I loved to meet you, and I thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you want to leave a message to our viewers, the place is yours.
I just want to thank, first of all, everyone in Brazil, because we have had a wonderful time here, but especially in Peruíbe, we have enjoyed our time here. We will be here for another 2 months and looking forward to meeting more people, and it's just been an amazing experience. Thank you.
Bom, terminamos aqui essa conversa com a Ângela, mas ainda não acabamos. Na próxima semana eu vou conversar com o Tom, que é o marido da Ângela. Mas antes de terminar aqui, eu quero falar que nós teremos durante o mês de julho, lá no edifício Itatins, no calendário cultural Itatins, a festa julina, com quadrilha no salão de festas do Prédio Redondo, nos dias 9, 16 e 23 de julho, às 20 horas. Não percam. E agora, no final do programa, nós teremos a sorveteria Ice, que vai servir aqui um delicioso sorvete, uma deliciosa taça de sorvete para minha convidada, a Ângela. Ficam convidados a Ice, que é o nosso patrocinador, fica ali na esquina da Avenida São João com a Rua dos Pescadores. E além das taças deliciosas de sorvete, durante esse inverno a Bice vai oferecer chocolate quente, café expresso, bolos, diferentes tipos de bolos. Aproveitem. Bom, estaremos de volta na próxima sexta-feira, continuando essa conversa com esse casal que iniciou essa aventura pela América Central e América Latina. Bye, bye.